The cost of living across South American countries reveals shocking disparities that most expats discover too late. The cheapest destination costs just $730 monthly, while the most expensive reaches $1,725. That's more than double the expense for what appears to be an identical lifestyle on the surface. But after analyzing decades of expat experiences across the continent, this price gap represents the true cost of three critical factors that determine whether your retirement dreams become reality or turn into costly nightmares. Quality infrastructure, personal safety, and economic stability create this dramatic pricing difference. The cheapest options lure you with attractive monthly budgets but hide enormous risks that can drain your savings when emergencies strike. The expensive destinations charge premium prices for one invaluable commodity that cheaper locations simply cannot guarantee: predictability. What seems like savings in low-cost countries often becomes financial disaster when you need emergency medical care or face infrastructure failures that last for weeks. Every expat confronts identical expense categories regardless of their chosen destination. Housing consumes the largest portion of most budgets, followed by healthcare, transportation, entertainment, groceries, and utilities. However, the real financial impact extends far beyond monthly expenses. Hidden costs emerge when power grids fail for days, when hospitals lack basic supplies, or when currency devaluations destroy your purchasing power overnight. Cheap monthly budgets become expensive when you're forced to fly to another country for dental work because local clinics have run out of anesthesia. Premium destinations justify higher costs by eliminating these financial emergencies before they occur. You pay more upfront but avoid the devastating expenses that plague budget locations. A $700 monthly budget looks attractive until unexpected crises force you to spend thousands on solutions that wouldn't be necessary in more expensive but stable countries. Meanwhile, a $1,700 budget appears costly until you realize that superior infrastructure and reliable services actually save money by preventing emergencies. Venezuela represents the absolute cheapest option at just $730 monthly in Valencia, a major urban center located 2 hours west of Caracas. These impossibly low numbers exist because the country's profound instability has collapsed normal pricing structures. Housing in modern buildings costs only $300 monthly, while utilities add just $65. A grocery budget of $120 provides access to supermarkets and fresh markets when they're stocked. Healthcare through private plans costs merely $50 monthly, and transportation expenses total just $25. But these attractive numbers exist in a dangerous vacuum that ignores Venezuela's catastrophic reality. The infrastructure fails without warning while public services disappear overnight. Hyperinflation has become normalized after years of economic chaos, and violence reaches levels that make other dangerous countries seem peaceful by comparison. Your utility budget assumes consistent power and stable internet connections that rarely materialize. Your grocery budget depends on supermarket shelves actually containing food, which is never guaranteed. Your healthcare plan only functions when private clinics have medicine and their doctors haven't fled the country. The low costs are mathematically real, but the risks are equally real and far more expensive when they materialize. You're essentially gambling that nothing goes wrong in a country where everything goes wrong constantly. This creates a paradox where the cheapest option becomes the most expensive when you factor in emergency costs, replacement expenses, and the constant need for backup plans. Colombia offers our 9th position with monthly costs of $880 in Bucaramanga, nestled in the country's green northern mountains. This represents only $150 more than Venezuela, but purchases entry into an entirely different reality. The primary difference lies in reliability rather than luxury. Housing costs climb to $350 while private healthcare doubles to $100 compared to Venezuelan prices. This modest increase translates directly into stability that transforms daily life. Bucaramanga's power grid operates dependably while water flows consistently and hospitals maintain adequate supplies and staffing. Your bank accounts remain accessible without government interference or sudden freezes. The city's year-round spring weather attracts a growing expat community precisely because you can build sustainable long-term plans around these budget numbers. Transportation costs of $50 cover reliable public transit and ride-sharing services that actually arrive when scheduled. Your entertainment budget of $130 supports restaurants that open consistently rather than closing without notice due to supply chain disruptions. The healthcare system accepts international insurance plans, eliminating massive bureaucratic friction that plagues expats in less developed locations. For costs that are merely 20% higher than Venezuela, you acquire stability that is exponentially greater. This calculation reveals a crucial principle that smart expats understand. Modest increases in fixed monthly expenses can produce dramatic reductions in overall financial risk. Peru claims 8th position with $890 monthly expenses in Arequipa, nearly identical to Colombian costs but offering a distinctly different value proposition. Arequipa delivers excellent infrastructure without the inflated pricing found in major tourist destinations like Cusco. Housing remains stable at $350, matching Bucaramanga prices for comparable accommodations. The country's competitive medical tourism industry reflects in healthcare costs that drop to just $90 for comprehensive private coverage. Transportation becomes more affordable at only $35 monthly, while your entertainment budget of $150 carries exceptional value in Arequipa. This stretches to cover meals at traditional picanterias where locals dine, entry to vibrant neighborhood festivals occurring year-round, and participation in cultural events that cost very little. Your money shifts from merely covering basic needs to actively funding a rich, culturally engaged lifestyle that connects you with authentic local experiences rather than manufactured tourist attractions. Paraguay takes 7th place with $920 monthly expenses in Asunción, the nation's capital. The country's relative obscurity becomes its primary appeal for expats seeking low-profile destinations away from crowded expat enclaves. Budget allocation changes considerably compared to previous countries, with housing costs jumping to $400, the highest encountered so far. This premium provides access to capital city amenities and infrastructure while avoiding the congestion and inflated prices of popular destinations. Higher housing expenses are offset by dramatically reduced healthcare costs, with private plans accessing modern medical facilities for just $75 monthly. Paraguay presents a unique opportunity as it undergoes rapid development without typical growing pains. The government actively modernizes infrastructure, expands international connections, and successfully attracts foreign investment while avoiding major expat tourism that drives up costs elsewhere. Your grocery budget of $170 reflects Paraguay's agricultural abundance, providing fresh meat, high-quality produce, and dairy products at prices that make neighboring countries seem expensive. Other expenses remain moderate, with transportation at $40 monthly and utilities at $95. For $920 monthly, you're investing in a country's growth story before global attention drives prices higher. One expat described Asunción as the South American capital nobody discusses, which explains exactly why it works so well for those who discover it early. Ecuador occupies 6th position with $930 monthly costs in Cuenca, a UNESCO World Heritage colonial city that has attracted American retirees for over 2 decades. This long-standing relationship has cultivated one of South America's most comprehensive expat support infrastructures. Housing averages $380 monthly for comfortable apartments, while private healthcare costs $90, but these numbers understate the full value proposition. The city's compact, walkable layout reduces transportation costs to just $40 monthly for public transit and occasional taxis. What distinguishes Ecuador, particularly Cuenca, is the concentration of services specifically oriented toward foreign residents. You'll find numerous English-speaking doctors, dentists, and specialists alongside banking sectors accustomed to foreign clients offering international services that simplify managing finances from abroad. Cuenca's Andean location provides year-round, spring-like climate that eliminates seasonal heating or cooling expenses. Your entertainment budget of $160 extends further than in many other destinations due to the established expat community and competitive service providers. The natural environment directly contributes to low living costs, while the mature expat infrastructure eliminates many hidden expenses that surprise newcomers in less developed locations. Bolivia reaches 5th place with $932 monthly costs in Santa Cruz de la Sierra, a tropical metropolis in the lowlands that serves as Bolivia's economic engine. Many people expect Bolivia to cost much less than Peru or Colombia, but Santa Cruz presents surprising realities about this landlocked nation. The city resembles Bolivia's version of Miami with modern shopping centers, diverse international restaurant scenes, and dynamic economies that distinguish it from the rest of the country. This modern environment shapes budget allocations significantly, with housing costs jumping to $479 but delivering superior quality of life in South America's fastest-growing major city. The premium for living space is offset by remarkable efficiency in other economic sectors that keeps daily costs manageable. Private healthcare coverage drops to $65 monthly while groceries cost about $140 and transportation using mixed public and private options totals only $40. Santa Cruz generates over 30% of Bolivia's entire GDP while housing only 15% of its population, creating powerful economic activity that attracts international businesses. Your entertainment budget of $120 benefits from commercial vibrancy as dozens of restaurants, bars, and theaters compete for sophisticated local markets, keeping prices competitive and quality high while providing modern, functional, and surprisingly cosmopolitan lifestyle in tropical settings. Argentina takes fourth place with $955 monthly costs in Mendoza, though this budget comes with significant warnings about the country's rapidly changing economic situation. Argentina offers sophisticated urban lifestyle surrounded by stunning Andes mountains and world-acclaimed vineyards, but economic conditions change faster than local wine vintages, creating both opportunities and risks for expats. Budget allocation reveals peculiar patterns with housing costs dropping to $360 monthly and private healthcare at very low $60. These figures are much lower than some cheaper countries on our list, but savings are immediately redirected into entertainment budgets that skyrocket to $225 monthly. Mendoza's refined culture justifies this allocation with wide tree-lined avenues, bustling public plazas filled with people late into evenings, and sidewalk cafe society forming the backbone of social life. The unavoidable challenge every expat faces in Argentina involves severe currency volatility that can shift monthly costs dramatically without warning. Dollar-based savings suddenly go much further, affording luxuries that were out of reach the previous month, but deep instability makes long-term financial planning nearly impossible. You cannot reliably budget for next year when real dollar costs of rent or groceries become moving targets, trading long-term certainty for short-term affordability. Brazil breaks into four-figure territory for the first time, claiming third place with $1,172 monthly costs in Florianopolis, an island city merging relaxed beach culture with Brazil's second-largest technology sector. Higher living costs are visible in primary expenses, with housing jumping to $495 monthly for desirable one-bedroom apartments and private healthcare coverage increasing to $150. You're clearly paying premiums here, but that money invests in what's considered one of Brazil's four best state capitals for quality of life. This price delivers something rare in South America: reliable infrastructure set against dozens of tropical beaches within vibrant, growing international communities. The city actively attracts skilled tech workers from throughout Latin America and beyond, cultivating sophisticated English-speaking professional networks that most coastal retirement destinations cannot offer. Transportation costs $60 monthly while entertainment budgets reach $200, reflecting not just Brazil's generally higher costs but substantial improvements in quality and variety. The beaches rival those in famous Brazilian destinations like Ipanema or Salvador, but crucial differences lie in superior infrastructure and dramatically lower crime rates surrounding them. For expats seeking beach lifestyle without sacrificing modern conveniences or personal safety, Florianopolis represents the premium option that justifies its higher costs through measurable improvements in daily life quality. Chile claims second place with another major expense jump, totaling $1,345 monthly using coastal La Serena as our model. In Chile, you're paying for guaranteed quality and consistency levels that eliminate daily friction common throughout the continent. Budget numbers reflect this reality, with healthcare climbing to $220 monthly for private plans, grocery bills averaging $220, and utilities including power and internet reaching $145. These figures match European pricing because you receive European quality services in return. This premium purchases functional infrastructure, stable institutions, and service providers that deliver exactly what they promise. Electricity grids operate stably, tap water is potable, and high-speed internet functions reliably, all critical for remote workers or stress-free retirement. Housing budgets of $500 secure modern apartments with consistent utilities, while transportation costs remain reasonable due to efficiency and competition rather than basic service. Chile's institutions perform at levels far above South American expectations, with healthcare systems meeting international standards and digitalized government services allowing official business completion online without frustrating bureaucracy. The country functions more like developed nations than typical South American destinations, providing profound peace of mind for those willing to pay premium prices for reliable infrastructure and stable institutions. Uruguay tops our list as South America's most expensive destination at $1,725 monthly using Maldonado as our pricing model. This figure nearly triples our Venezuelan starting point, but represents the ultimate investment in personal safety and long-term stability across the continent. Housing costs rise to $800 while grocery bills reach $300 and utilities total $155. These are not budget destination numbers, but prices for first-world living standards. Uruguay consistently ranks as South America's safest, most stable, and most democratic country, measurable realities that translate directly into quality of life improvements. The country offers something no other South American nation provides: excellent beaches, unwavering political and economic stability, and tax incentives for expats. Uruguay has avoided military coups, major currency crises, or significant political upheaval for decades, with no major protests, riots, or disruptions to daily life. Maldonado provides pleasant beach access, quality infrastructure, and convenient proximity to Montevideo and Buenos Aires without large urban center complications. For $1,725 monthly, you're not just purchasing comfortable lifestyle, but investing in stability and beneficial tax structures that can offset higher living costs through reduced tax obligations, making Uruguay's premium pricing a calculated investment in long-term financial security and peace of mind.